Olympics.
But the I-team has found some of the projects are not only delayed, but may not be completed by the start of the Summer Games. Before she left to cover the Olympics in Paris, our investigative reporter Lolita Lopez examined the state of the system and what's at stake.
The deepest station that we have in Metro system.
Ooh, how deep are we going?
100 feet, 10 stories.
Okay.
The I-team out with Marcel Porras.
When you dig, you never know what you're going to find.
The Deputy Chief Innovation Officer for Metro.
We're at one of our brand new regional connector stations.
Getting an up-close look at one of the 28 for 28 projects, a list proposed in 2018 to get people out of their cars and onto mass transit, trains and buses, connecting more of Los Angeles County with the completion goal for the Olympics in 2028. This station and others are home to new routes.
Because of the regional connector, you can go Santa Monica to East LA without transferring.
The connector completed last year. But while there's movement here, the I-team has learned many of the 28 for 28 projects have stalled. Metro's latest report on the original project shows 3 have been completed, 7 are under construction, and 10 projects are now anticipated to open after 2028.
Does it give you pause at all when you look at some of those projects and it does say 2027, 2028, knowing how sometimes things can be slowed down in terms of production?
I don't really spend a lot of time thinking about that. I have a lot of confidence in the team that we have.
He says there's been a reset, a readjustment of projects, and a need to work with regional partners and the federal government for more support and money. The report also shows a funding gap of hundreds of millions of dollars for some of these projects.
You're trying to find funding as you're trying to make these projects happen. What if there is no money?
Well, I think we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, right? But I think right now we're definitely in the optimism phase.
Some of them won't even be completed until after 2028. Is that a concern for you?
Well, obviously, it's a concern.
LA County Supervisor Catherine Barger says the rising costs of materials and work has created hurdles, work funded in part by taxes paid by county residents.
Are we looking at more taxes on people and residents here?
No, with the transportation side of it, we already self-tax. But Measure M is the tax that goes towards supporting our transportation system. So it's not going to be on the back of additional resources or additional taxes to our people in LA County.
Instead, she says officials need to be smart on how money is spent, including on safety.
This is a horrendous act of violence.
NBC4 reporting many violent incidents at Metro stations that recently led the Metro board to initiate creating its own police force. Supervisor Barker estimates it will not be in place by 2028. Instead, they will rely on local, state, and federal law enforcement now and especially during the Olympics.
28 for 28 project. How much does safety come into play?
Well, obviously, when we design our stations, that always is something that's looked at. But I'm confident with the projects that are moving forward that we are going to have a robust system that's not only going to address what we need for the Olympics, but for generations to come.
Starting in 2025, we're going to open up 3 stations as part of that first segment that will be along Wilshire at Fairfax, La Brea, and La Cienega.
Promised progress for some projects, but just not at the pace originally advertised.
Do you feel by the end of all this, when it comes to 2028, we'll have gotten the transportation system that was intended for LA?
I think so, but I think we're not going to rest. I think that what we've created is an opportunity for people to continue to envision.
For the I-team, Lolita Lopez, NBC4 News.